that are based on real people, but then when they show footage at the end of them, and it looks nothing like the person at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what movie?
Have you ever seen The Untouchables?
No.
No, it's two French actors. I don't know their name.
Wait. Didn't they remake that with Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, so it's The Untouchables, and it's two French actors. I don't know their names, but anyway, it shows because it's one of them is white and he's in a wheelchair, right? And it's a black dude that's like his caregiver, right? And at the end of it, it shows that it's actually just two white dudes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they just made him black.
Yeah, I mean, which is I was like, okay, cool, but
It's fine.
But at the same time, I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
That was odd.
That's weird.
Yeah. Oppenheimer's the same kind of way, but only it's one of those cases where I think Oppenheimer actually looks a lot better than Cillian Murphy. It's like one of those reverse things where normally.
Well, how do they do it? What do you mean? Because Cillian Murphy kind of looks similar to Oppenheimer.
No. I'm saying like, I'm not saying that he doesn't look like Oppenheimer, but I'm just saying that in terms of like, who's the better looking? Because normally it's the actors that are like better looking than the people that they portray.
Yeah.
And in this case, I just felt like that was kind of reversed. You
think J. Robert Oppenheimer is better looking than Cillian Murphy?
In that particular time frame.
What the fuck? All
right.
right.
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, so okay, that's an interesting thought. So today's episode is brought to you by us.
Yeah.
And we're back. I know it's been a while.
Yeah.
But last episode we discussed the WGA SGA strikes and how that kind of, how it works, what it's about, what previous strikes have done with the film industry in previous years. And this, we're now in September. We're kind of coming towards the end, I feel, of the strikes. I feel like some studios are coming to some negotiations that are making people happy. But we're getting more and more movie and TV news about post-strike activities. So we wanted to talk about that a little bit. But first, can you, kind of break down some of the most recent movies you've seen?
I recently saw Talk to Me.
Okay. A24?
A24, yeah. They're allowing, the WGA is allowing A24 to continue production of their films because A24 has been adhering to basically all the demands. They're able to meet all the demands, which means, the writers at A24 are getting good pay. The actors are getting good pay. And it's just amazing to see, honestly, how a small studio is able to provide that. But,
I feel like we're at a point now where calling A24 a small studio is like, it's hit or miss because they were at one point. But I think when they start having movies like Uncut Gems, Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think when they started getting Oscar buzz and stuff, they've definitely gained size and popularity. So
yeah, no, that's true.
It's
that's
like
true.
calling Pulp Fiction like an indie film because it was Quentin Tarantino's second movie, low budget, but it's one of the greatest written movies of all time.
Yeah,
it won the best screenplay Oscar.
Yeah. And I think that was actually one of the first, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Miramax was bought by Disney around that time, and I think one of their first productions that they had made from Disney, under Disney now, was Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
So that is definitely like them.
Well, I'm sorry, it's that was kind of a bad analogy. It's basically like calling Quentin Tarantino an indie filmmaker.
Yeah.
like, yes, he kind of does it all himself,
Mm-hmm.
but when you make movies to the scale at which he makes, like, you're not really an indie filmmaker.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
similar to like Greta Gerwig. Like after Barbie, like she's
There's
not
a
gonna.
certain threshold that you
Yeah,
pass, you
so
know?
like A24 necessarily isn't a small studio to me anymore. It's one of the bigger ones. I think it's very I I I think the movies that come out of A24 remind me very slightly of like New Line Cinema.
Yeah.
Like when they were making like their kind of horror movies but also like smaller budget films. Like some of A24's recent films have just reminded me of that, like giving money to these small creators and just seeing what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Line Cinema was. I always knew when I saw like a New Line Cinema, like their logo is so iconic with the two film strips.
Yeah.
I always knew it was gonna be a great time. That New Line Cinema was like my fucking childhood, and I think it's just gonna be the same way with A24.
Yeah. A24
But obviously,
is
there's a
like-
bunch of studios you can kind of compare A24 to, but they are very unique in the way that they treat their creators. I think that will be a staple
Yeah.
as part of their mission statement in their entirety of existence. I think some studios start out that way, and then they end up falling off the wagon at some point with each bigger and bigger movie
I hope
that they put out.
I hope that's not the case.
I don't.
with-
I hope. I don't. Like I said, I don't think that's going to be the case. But they're putting out increasingly better and better films.
Yeah.
But not only that, Hollywood has embraced that kind of film. So as not only are their quality is going up, but the acceptance for that kind of film is going up. So they basically made a little kind of nook for themselves
Yeah.
within Hollywood
Yeah.
to be accepted, which is quite something. So hopefully, as they get bigger and bigger, that kind of mission statement of theirs, where they treat every creator, to the best that they can, and writer, well, creator, writer, same thing. But hopefully that doesn't change.
Yeah. Honestly, I hope. I can see it happening at some point, but that's really just
They'd have to go
that's-
into the
that's really-
superhero
That's
genre.
really just the cynic in me.
They would have to. They would have to make something that everyone's making right now.
Yeah.
That's the
that or
only way. Like
either-
if they buy into a franchise or something.
Either that, or they'd have to accept being bought out by somebody bigger, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
that's when it's just gonna start.
Yeah.
The brand is just gonna.
Can you
start going
imagine they
downhill,
make like
you know?
a, I don't know, let's take a franchise for example, like I don't know, Transformers, and
Yeah.
you're watching it and you're like, oh, it's a new Transformers movie, and you're watching the trailer, and then right before the trailer starts, it's like an A24 logo, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Although that might be kind of cool. Imagine an
Yeah.
A24 Transformers movie.
That actually would be pretty cool.
All right, maybe
See-
we're gonna imagine an A24 Batman.
But see,
movie.
that's the thing. A24 is running on their biggest strength right now, which
Yeah.
is just allowing writers and directors to do what they want. They're basically
Yeah.
like selling. They're basically selling these projects on the strength of the story alone. I feel like.
Yeah.
And when I see like, because I saw Swiss Army Man recently.
Great film.
Yeah, and then I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, and the Daniels have like a certain style that I feel like wouldn't be really allowed in like big studios, like
Yeah.
Universal or Paramount.
Yeah.
I don't really see that I don't really see like that movie being made in like those bigger studios, and like that's really like A24's strength, is that they're banking on the creators.
Exactly.
They're banking on like new stories. They're banking on, new franchises to be like,
Yeah.
they're like allowing them to be made.
Yeah, which is part of the reason why I appreciate their love for horror,
Yeah.
because they are banking on these unique, well-written, three-dimensional horror movies
Yeah.
with completely new ideas and new kind of shticks
Yeah.
from like the traditional Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween kind of vibe. And that's why I think if in a second. I want you to kind of break down Talk to Me, but that's why I think Talk to Me ended up being so successful because it's so unique.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's not necessarily. I mean, it is a ghost tale and it is kind of like a possession tale, but it's not really that either. It's its own kind of thing, which they take their unique twist and just kind of, go off of that and spin it a different way, which I think is really cool.
I'm gonna see if I can. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna see if I can bring up Talk to Me, because if I'm not mistaken, I was told that the cast and crew that worked on Talk to Me was also YouTubers.
Really? Oh yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Is there any?
I mean,
is that true?
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think you'd find it on there.
Sophie Wilde is the lead. She plays Mia.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is directed by Michael Philippou and Danny Philippou. I'm
the name's a nightmare,
I'm
bro.
butchering those. I'm butchering those names. I'm so sorry, but yeah. They're both the directors, and so yeah, it was 90 minutes, 90 minutes long, which is good length of a horror movie. I mean, low budget for sure. I saw that, but at the same time, it's like it's also A24.
Yeah.
They have good production.
Tell us a little bit about the story. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, movie starts out with there's a house party going on, and there's a kid. He's walking down this hallway, and he's looking for his brother, and his brother attacks him with a knife and starts stabbing him at the party, and everybody's freaking out, and everybody's like running around, and then the kid like stabs himself in the eye, and then like that's how the movie starts out. It's just really like 0 to 60, like just right off the bat,
Wow.
And so it was already like good start. But no, so it's basically about this this group of teenagers. They come into possession basically with this hand, and this hand is supposedly basically like the hand of like a fortune teller, or like a witch, right? Mm-hmm. Someone who's able to, get in contact with the dead. And it was severed and dipped in ceramic, and over time there's all these markings that had developed, basically.
So it's a real person's hand?
It's a real person's hand.
Oh shit!
Apparently, yeah. And the way it goes is it's kind of shaped like that. So you just put your hand in the ceramic hand, light a candle, and then you say, "Talk to me." And apparently, somebody from the dead is supposed to basically come back, and it's kind of like a random. It's almost like chat roulette, basically.
Yeah.
They're basically having like chat roulette with
spirits.
With spirits, but
that's cool.
But the kicker of it is when you come in contact with a spirit, you're gonna see them right in front of you, and you say something like "Let me in," or "I let you in," and basically the spirit possesses your body.
Fuck.
And it's supposed to, like, the kids, the way that they're, pulling this off, the way that they're doing this whole thing, the way it's kind of going around, and they're like taking turns getting in contact with the spirit. It's a lot like they're taking hits off of like some really good like crack or some shit, like that's how they're treating it, basically.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point where after 90 seconds, like you're supposed to only hold on for 90 seconds. After 90 seconds, you have to let go. And there's one scene where this kid, he holds on way too long, and he basically becomes possessed, and he does like that hereditary shit where he's like banging his head on the desk.
Sick.
But dude, it's so fucking violent, and oh god, it's really like, it's gut wrenching, honestly, because you're seeing like a kid just slamming his head on a desk, breaking his nose.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
hearing like all the bone just coming in contact with the wood. It's
Sounds fun.
It's sick, dude.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. No, it was cool. It was cool. But it's one of those movies that has just like this ominous, very ominous portrayal of death, where it doesn't depict it as like this other world. It just depicts it as like a void, like a black void. There's like literally nothing. You know, you're seeing
Jesus.
flashes of, you know, your loved ones kind of carrying on. You know, you're kind of walking down this dark hallway and you're seeing like your loved ones carrying on, but you don't see anything else kind of after that. Like after a while, like that, there's like, you get like maybe 40 seconds of that moment. And then after a while, like there's just nothing until, you know, like someone lights a match and holds onto that ceramic can, like says, "Talk to me."
Jesus.
It's pretty.
Wow. That sounds like a great film.
It's really bleak.
Yeah. See, it's just like, you know, coming into this, I'm glad a movie like that came pre-strike, because
Yeah.
imagine like if we didn't, dude, imagine, this just bugs me about the strike, you know, like imagine everything we're missing out on because of this strike. Like, you know how many movies and projects, TV projects were supposed to be released like late 2023, and now it's just like,
Yeah.
it's like, damn, dude.
Did you get a chance to see Blue Beetle?
No.
No.
I'm gonna catch that later.
I've been hearing good things about it.
I've been hearing good things, but it's just like, I don't know if I really care about the DCEU.
At this point, it's like, what is there even to get excited about? You know?
Yeah. I still am gonna see it, but I wasn't like all gung ho about it, you know.
Yeah. I do want to see. I'm still gonna see Batman, and I'm still gonna see Joker. That's really.
Oh
all,
yeah, no, those are different.
That's really all that's
dude,
there to look forward to.
The Batman was probably one of the greatest superhero movies ever made, dude. It's like,
yeah, no doubt.
And then the fact that Matt Reeves chose to just make it like a noir. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I just bought it on 4K too. So it's like,
I like that it goes back to the character's roots. Of,
yes,
you
as
know,
a detective.
of just being a detective, not just being that, but you know, his whole arc of going from, you know, being a kind of like a symbol of vengeance to a symbol of hope for other people. You know, I feel like something that was missing in a lot of the Batman movies that I had seen before.
Yeah.
You know, post 9/11 Batman like era, where it just I didn't really feel that from a lot of the other Batmans, you know, like Affleck and Christian Bale, you know, as good as they are, you know, as much as I like them, you know, that's one of the things that I feel like was missing in the
Dark Knight did it a little bit,
but
not enough. It still was very, you know, its own thing. But
yeah,
I also think Robert Pattinson is the perfect Batman. Like he's the perfect, like. Yeah. And when I say perfect Batman, I mean they picked a Batman out of the comics, and he's the perfect guy to play that Batman.
Yeah, to play that Batman,
like that Batman in
at year 2.
Yes, like he's literally perfect.
Yeah.
And I was watching a couple clips, and I was like, dude, look at his eyes. Most of that movie is just him portraying emotion through his eyes.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, dude. Because that's really what Batman would be. He wouldn't be talking and shit. You don't want people to know your voice and shit.
It was back when I saw, I think, Good Time. He was sitting in the back of the police cruiser. And the camera's focusing in on his eyes. And I remember back in when was it? Had to have been 2019, thinking that, like, just in my head, how I wanted him to kind of, like, get the role for the next Batman. Because, like, that was when I just heard Matt Reeves was working in production with a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I hope Robert Pattinson kind of gets the job.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting the fucking job. And, yeah, dude.
So good.
That was a good time.
Yeah, it's like things like the DCEU or whatever it's called now. It's like, I'm not really excited for things like that. Like, what I'm excited for is, like the Marvel shows. I think I think Marvel and like Sony, like in terms of franchises, I'm excited to see like what they do with Daredevil Born Again. I'm excited to see what they do with like the next Spider-Man. I'm really really excited to see that Craven movie.
You know, I heard that. The Craven movie actually.
That was supposed to come out
pretty
like
good.
this month, or like next
This
month.
month?
Yeah, but it's not coming out for like
Oh yeah,
long time
Yeah.
because of the strike.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We could wait, I guess.
yeah.
But I heard. No, I was gonna say I heard recently that the Marvel comics are actually kind of getting pretty good again.
Yeah.
With like I think the new Daredevil,
Yeah.
like new Venom, as well. Moon Knight was getting pretty good as well.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to check those out, but I hopefully
like going to like a comic shop and
yeah. But hopefully the shows, kind of follow suit in that, direction as well. Because I don't know, man. I really wasn't into Secret Invasion at all.
I didn't even watch that shit. I saw one look at the CGI and I was like, nah, I'm good.
I got maybe to the third episode. I can tell you this, folks. I don't remember what happened. I have, I think, there was Samuel L. Jackson. He was in it.
Yep.
Ben Mendelsohn was also in the show as well.
I think it was a Marvel production.
Yeah. The intro, I think, was AI.
Yeah.
Which, that's awesome. Great. That's just what...
yeah. And we talked about that last time, but like... They're starting to further accept this AI thing. Like in...
Yeah.
Man, there's a project. I'm gonna be looking it up while I'm talking, but...
Have you...
There's a project that's going to like implement the use of AI that's coming out soon. But what were we saying? Have I what?
Have you checked out Ahsoka yet?
No, not yet. I do want to because I heard Hayden Christensen's back, and I've always loved him as Anakin. He's got a bad rap,
Yeah.
with the writing, but he's a dope Anakin, and I think Obi-Wan really saved him for me. Because we get to see, for the longest time, we saw Anakin Skywalker, and then we saw Darth Vader.
Can I tell you something, dude?
What?
I haven't seen Obi-Wan.
All right. I mean, it's not a spoiler. It's just...
No. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. No.
So in Obi-Wan...
I don't care. Go ahead. Spoil it.
In Obi-Wan, there's a fight scene between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen since episode 3, and then episode 4 with an older Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So it's like a in between those two fights, and Obi-Wan damages his helmet, and we actually see Anakin Skywalker, but he's Darth Vader. Yeah, and so that really saved Hayden Christensen for me because you were now seeing the blend of these two characters, and then so after that I was like, oh, going back watching episode 1, 2, 3, I now see how this person turns into this person, and I didn't see that for the longest time until they did that.
Yeah.
But let's just kind of take a look at some news that we got here. So, like, for instance, Loki season 2.
Yeah.
I've been really, really wanting to see that.
Yeah, that one.
The writer's strike fucked that up, but also, I low key feel like what's his name? Kang.
Yeah.
The actor, what's his name?
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, he kind of fucked that up too a little bit. I feel because he was supposed to come out in that.
Yeah.
Also, Deadpool 3 is a project that I have been waiting for ever since Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman got together in that one video and announced his return.
What was it?
What?
When was that? When
I don't know. It was
like, I felt like a year ago, right?
It was like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
It had to have been like 2 years.
Yeah.
And Deadpool has always been a solid franchise, and they're basically just reamping everything.
Yeah.
In this third one by making him part of the MCU, but also bringing back Hugh Jackman.
First and second one were pretty solid.
Yeah. And I've seen rumors that basically Deadpool is gonna work for the TVA because it ties into Loki season 2, which is what I've been wanting.
Oh,
and basically Deadpool is tasked with like rounding up all of these characters and killing off like
Oh, it's
it's like a Deadpool kills the
Marvel universe.
the Marvel universe. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're basically taking that and then but doing it with the unused, like the old Fantastic Four, fucking Ben Affleck Daredevil, and just have him like kill off characters, you know.
That would be pretty sick.
So that way, at the end of it, he's now centralized in this one universe where everyone's centralized.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a cool kind of thing that they're doing. But
that actually would be cool. I'd be down to see that.
Sean Levy was doing an interview and he was saying how they need 2 more days to film and the movie's done.
Yeah.
But they had shut down production with only 2 days left. It's like, dude. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, like I'm not really interested in the Marvels, like, at all.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause
when is that supposed to even come out?
I don't even know, like next month or some shit.
Yeah. Here's the thing, dude. It's such a shitstorm. I don't even know like what's coming out, when's, you know, some shit has been delayed. I didn't even know he just told me that there was a Aquaman trailer today. I didn't hear about it. I didn't know that it was even done. I didn't know the production was even done with that.
Yeah. You know, there's this new movie I feel that was not too much affected by the strike, but I think definitely could have came out earlier this year, but it's the Bike Riders movie with Austin Butler, Tom Hardy.
Oh, yeah,
Jodie Comer.
I only caught a glimpse of that.
I really want to see that movie.
Tell me about it. What is it?
I don't know. It's basically just like a gang of bike riders. It was a teaser trailer, so I didn't get much of it. But basically, a gang of bike riders, and I think he falls in love with someone, but she doesn't want him to ride anymore. And it's like a very simple, like Paul Newman-y type movie.
If that's what it kind of felt like the glimpses that I had seen of it just gave me like Easy Rider vibes, you know, like Michael Shannon's in it too, right?
Yeah. It's just very. Tom Hardy plays like the guy who is the president of the club.
Yeah.
Very like Sons of Anarchy, but like condensed, you know.
That's cool. I've been there hasn't been like a good like gang like crime genre like movie that in a while, you know.
Yeah. You know, and there's just you know, there's that movie with Yorgos Lanthimos.
Oh yeah,
and Emma Stone. It's
Poor
Poor Things. It's basically like a kind of like a Frankenstein-y kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I've heard that Emma Stone's gonna win the Oscar.
Didn't it win the Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival? Yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty sick, dude. I really like Yorgos Lanthimos, like his films. The Lobster is just
Mark Ruffalo's in this one too, and I love fucking Mark Ruffalo, dude. Like, I don't
Ruffalo,
love fucking Mark Ruffalo, but I love fucking Mark Ruffalo. And he's in it too. And I went to the movie store yesterday, and I was shut out of luck, but I actually wanted to pick up Now You See Me. I just love Mark Ruffalo in that movie.
That movie is pretty slick.
It's so slick. It's so cool,
like,
and then like the big reveal at the end, and
I like cool movies, dude. That's what I've been getting into recently, like the movies that I've been watching. Like you know what I saw recently that I really really liked.
What?
I didn't feel like I would like it. I just wanted to check out a Michael Bay film. I just wanted to check out
all his movies are cool.
And here's the thing that like kind of rubs me the wrong way about Michael Bay is that all of his movies are cool.
Yeah.
Which means that 13 Hours, the Benghazi movie, is cool.
Yeah.
You know? Pearl Harbor is cool.
If you want a trip, bro.
Yeah.
Obviously, the first Transformers we've seen a bunch of times, right? It's a classic, right?
Yeah.
But like, smoke a joint, sit down and watch the first Transformers movie. That movie fucking fucks, dude. That movie's so good. Yeah. The CGI, fucking
that is
unreal.
That is the like definition of
the writing
Blu-ray movie, dude.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal, bro.
Yeah.
It's a perfect like beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
Summer, cool blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
And Michael Bay was so good at that at some point, like fucking Armageddon.
Yeah.
Armageddon.
Dude,
It's
no.
like,
What I was gonna tell you was the movie was Ambulance. Have you seen
oh
Ambulance?
yeah,
Dude, I
yeah.
fucking loved Ambulance.
Fuck it, dude.
That
He's
was
like,
such a good movie.
he's like, yo, we're gonna take some cool ass people.
Yeah,
One,
Abdul Mateen.
We're gonna take cool ass people. They gotta be cool. We're gonna make them do cool shit like rob a
Yeah.
bank.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What else is cool? Okay, we're gonna put them in an ambulance. That's cool. And then guns, lots of guns. Oh,
Yep.
and lots of explosions.
Lots of lots
cool.
of car crashes. We're in an ambulance. This ambulance is indestructible.
Oh.
It's
you know what's also cool? Slow mo.
slow-mo. Lots of slow-mo.
Lots of slow mo. Oh, you know what's also cool? Some really slim waisted female
Yes.
supporting characters.
The nurse, the EMT, I'm sorry, the EMT that is taking care of the cop in the back of the ambulance, she has to be hot.
Has to be
and
hot.
she is hot.
Get the
She
hottest
is.
chick that we can get
She
and put
is.
her in the movie. It's okay if she can't
fine.
act that well. But
It's okay.
I swear to God, when Michael Bay's casting, he's like, "Do a spin for me."
I have no doubt. I'm probably
When these guys like, do
probably
a spin for me and bend over a little bit. I'm gonna drop my paper, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to come over in front of me. I want you to pick it up, and then go back to where you're standing. All right, ready
Jesus.
and action. That's the way
Yeah.
Michael Bay fucking casts.
Yeah.
And he's
Definitely.
like, very nice.
Yeah.
He gave us Megan Fox, so I can't really,
Yeah.
there's some tumultuous kind of
She's-
stuff
she's
behind
doing-
that, but
She's doing something too, right?
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
She's voicing one of the characters in Mortal Kombat,
That's true.
which she also did the
No, but I think
stop motion. Or
she has
not
a
stop
movie
motion.
coming out, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh fuck, she was in Expendables. She's gonna be in Expendables.
Oh, dude, Expendables is another one where I'm like, fuck it, dude.
Fuck it, dude.
We
Who
get all
cares?
these amazing action stars from the 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Yeah.
Fuck it, dude.
Yeah,
Put them in one movie. Oh, and it's led by Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Fuck it, dude.
yeah,
Fuck it.
yeah.
I will be seeing that movie. I remember the first
do wanna check it
Expendables
out.
came out when we were living up the road, and
Yeah.
I remember we went to go see that, and I don't know if you remember, but like I used to build like throwing knives and shit,
Yeah.
and I would like throw them in my backyard and shit.
Yeah.
It was all because of the Expendables movie, bro.
Oh yeah, dude.
Some
You know what's funny, dude? I think you kind of fucked me up a little bit when we were doing that Fast and Furious episode. I was crunching so hard watching all of those Fast and Furious movies that I kind of grew a taste for it, you know?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, me too.
now it's like I kind of want to watch like I like that's why I liked Ambulance like so much,
Yeah.
dude. Ambulance was such a sick
it really
movie.
cleanses your palate
Yeah.
because for a while, especially like when dissecting movies and stuff, like how we do, you
Yeah.
know, especially knowing about productions and knowing how screenplays work and stuff.
Yeah.
And actor contracts and all that, like
Mhm.
it really is sometimes it makes you too involved with a movie,
Yeah.
and that really sometimes takes you out of the story, takes you out of what you're watching, right?
Yeah.
And I think the Fast and the Furious movies, and really any movie very similar, like the Expendables and any of those B movies with like Bruce Willis, what they do is they really just cleanse your palate and just bring you back to a place where you can just sit in the fucking seat and just watch something, and completely not be involved with the cast and the cast drama and the
Yeah.
director and what has he previously directed and
Yeah.
what is the budget for this movie. Like, nah, you fucking go in, you sit down, you watch these movies, and it's just like a good time.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to kind of get into the Fast and the Furious, because I think that's something that like we need to watch. Ambulance. We need to watch like the first Transformers movie, and
Yeah.
even the latter Transformers movies, just to get like a palate cleanser and just kind of like.
I think I might have even told you this. I don't know. But I haven't seen Die Hard.
What?
I've
Like
never
the
seen-
first Die Hard?
I've never seen the first Die Hard.
Oh,
I've never seen
that
it.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with me, dude.
But that's a good movie. That's like, it's not like. Yeah, when you
yeah.
watch that movie, you'll realize why Bruce Willis is like the
Yeah.
shit.
No, I like Bruce Willis a lot.
Yeah, but sometimes he's like a parody of himself.
That's true.
Like
That's
Sylvester
true.
Stallone, he's like a parody. Sometimes at a certain point of his films, he's like a parody of himself. Like
Sometimes Sylvester Stallone will walk into a movie and forget that he's like playing a character and just be like, just be playing himself.
Hey, yo, Adrian. Hey, Sly. What the fuck was that?
This
That
is
was
Tulsa
not.
King.
This is Tulsa King. I don't. I don't know who Adrian is. She's not a character in this show. She's never been.
Yeah, I'm looking through the script here. Did you hear that story with John Bernthal? What he had said about
No.
No.
Apparently,
John Bernthal, like when he was on the set of a movie with him, I think it was during Grudge Match.
Oh, Grudge Match.
Yeah. He was on the set of Grudge Match, and he had flown all the way over. I think he had left. I think during holiday, flown all the way over to go shoot a scene. The scene had only been like maybe 15 seconds. He got all like costume, makeup, all that, and he's getting ready to shoot the scene. They didn't end up shooting the scene. And then Sylvester Stallone like steals like something out of John Bernthal's bag. I think he steals like a
what?
I think it was kind of like something you put on like after like you work out or some shit. And he stole it out of he kind of like took it out of his bag. Yeah.
That's a really random ass.
Yeah, dude.
Why did he do that?
I have no
I gotta
clue.
watch the John Bernthal clip.
Yeah, you gotta check. You
weird.
gotta check out his podcast, dude. It's
Oh
really,
no, I watched his podcast.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta check out that. You gotta check out that episode.
Yeah, I
think
gotta
he's
watch that.
talking to. Forget who he was talking to. It
Was
was
it David Ayer?
It was, yeah, David Ayer.
It was. Okay.
I think it was David Ayer.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
watch that full episode. I only watched like 30 minutes of it where he was talking about the Suicide Squad, but
Yeah.
like the Suicide Squad is also something I'd really want to get released. Like,
Yeah,
I wanna see,
he
like,
was
Ayer.
talking about it recently.
yeah, I
right?
want to see David Ayer's cut of that,
Yeah.
and he has it too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to see that, and I just like at that point, then I can make a fair, like it'd be like, imagine like losing to LeBron James, right in
Mhm.
the NBA Finals,
Yeah.
but LeBron James was like had the flu and he had a broken hand, and he played the whole game. It'd be like, would you really feel like you beat LeBron James?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
And that's what Suicide Squad is to me, because it's like, can I really give a fair judgment on this film when I really haven't seen the true version of it? If I see the true version of it and that's also shit, okay,
Yeah.
that's the movie's shit. But it's like,
What we all know from the first, trailer like years ago when we saw it at San Diego Comic-Con was that we were going to be shown a completely different movie than what we were given, And
we kind of got that with Justice League, like for a while, like Justice League,
dude, it's a completely different movie. It's
and then
not
you watch the second one and you're like, damn, like now I could give a true like testament to this movie and what I think about it.
Yeah.
But if you're just going off of just the first shit movie, it's like,
Yeah.
damn. But coming out of this strike, I feel like I just want to be able to go to the movies again and look forward to shit. Like there hasn't really been a lot of movies that have come out. It's like we're getting a lot of these, like, I guess it's kind of making room for like these smaller budget movies to kind of push through theaters and stuff, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I want to be excited about a movie, again, and I feel like I haven't had that in a minute.
Is there anything that you're really excited for in particular?
Yes,
like
fucking Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3.
I am. So, for those of you who don't know, Wolverine's like my favorite comic book character. But it's between him and Iron Man. Like, I love fucking Robert Downey Jr. is one of the best casted roles in cinema history as Iron Man.
Yeah.
And so is Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine is like my childhood, bro. He played Wolverine for like 18 years, dude.
Yeah. Oh.
And he's literally makes up my entire childhood.
Yeah.
And I was a little sad to see him go, in Logan. And I was more sad because I feel like we didn't get amazing quality Wolverine stuff,
Yeah.
Like imagine if Wolverine Origins and the Wolverine, the one set in Japan, imagine if they were better quality like Logan, and they were solid, gritty like Wolverine stories. I would have been satisfied with Logan being the last one, but I just wasn't.
If it was allowed to be more, because I remember in there was a scene in X2, right?
Yeah.
Where Logan goes back to, he starts, like his memories start, rushing back when he's back in the adamantium chamber, at Alkaline Lake, right? And when he's seeing these flashbacks, it's him, butt ass naked, running with blood all over his body. Dude. There's blood on the claws. He's just a absolutely bloodied mess,
Yeah.
And then when we get X-Men Origins, it's this kind of like whitewashed, kind of really sanitized, not really compelling at all type of scene,
That's a good way to put it.
That should have been like a real, true, and honest like breaking point, I think, for Hugh Jackman's character. And I feel like we were kind of robbed of that because it should have been dark. It should have been gritty. It should have been fucked up and bloody. Because it would have in a way just kind of like made his break from freedom finally, like from the government.
Yeah.
Because you're basically he was a government goon for like almost 150 years.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Going from the Civil War, the First World War, the Second World War, Vietnam. I mean, like, and then finally, like, being a test subject. Like that was like he was just a bag of meat to them.
Yeah.
And so that would have made his whole escape way more compelling if you just had blood, bro.
Yeah, they should have filmed that
Gore.
scene the way they filmed Old Boy, the fight scene in Old Boy.
That would have been cool.
Like, imagine that scene of him escaping, like, shot very similar to how that Old Boy fight scene was. Yeah. Damn, bro.
There's a lot of ways that superhero movies could just be made so much better if they would just stop being viewed as like action movies sometimes.
If they would stop being viewed as moneymakers,
blockbusters, like big budget action films, it doesn't have to be that all the time. Like sometimes these superhero movies could be super dark and super contained. They can be, they could be a little bit lighter. They could be more comedic, on a more comedic scale, on a smaller scale in a sense, and there's just a lot more that could be done, I feel like. But
like I'm very excited for like the remainder of the Spider-Man movies, like the next trilogy. Yeah, because I feel like they're gonna take like a different tone with it. I certainly hope so. And I'm excited for Deadpool 3 because I've heard it's like 48 hours.
What's going on with the new trilogy? I didn't.
What new trilogy?
The new Spider-Man.
Oh,
trilogy.
I don't know. I just off the cuff. I'm saying like I know they're making a 4.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming they're gonna keep making them, but
yeah.
With Deadpool 3, it's been likened to 48 Hours. The Eddie Murphy movie with Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
It's been likened to like a buddy cop movie, and I think that's so sick.
Yeah, that would.
And it's rated R, and Deadpool's gonna be Deadpool, and Wolverine's gonna be Wolverine, and there's gonna be fucking comic book accurate suits, and there's gonna be variants, and there's gonna be. I'm not as excited. Like, the thing that excites me is not the cameos, but that's like a little cherry on top. Like, I'm really happy that there's gonna be a bunch of cameos, and we're gonna get callbacks to previous movies, and Deadpool's gonna get to break the fourth wall. It's just and really like call out like the hypocrisy of all this fucking bullshit movies that we've been making.
Yeah.
But I'm just excited for Marvel to get back on fucking track. And I think they're in limbo right now, and I think once they get back in track, they're gonna have me really, really engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think.
Anything else you've been checking out recently?
No, we've talked. I feel about so much this episode.
Yeah.
We're just going from topic to topic, but no, nothing else. I just want this to be over. Like I want writers and actors to get paid a fair amount, so that they can make a living. And I want this to be done. Like there's so many like Stranger Things. Like Stranger Things should have come out already. And like they're not allowed to work on that. And I'm concerned. I spoke about it last episode, but I'm concerned that like some films and TV are gonna like take a hit. In terms of quality. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I think a lot more people. There's a lot. I think there's a lot of more smarter people than previous strikes that are now working in movies and TV, and I think hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, man, I just want this to be over, and I feel like we're kind of getting to an end. But I'm just gonna keep going to the theater and kind of seeing whatever's kind of out. Because that's the place that I love to be, man. Yeah. Is the theater. And one thing that's kind of been getting me through these strikes is Flick's Brewhouse. Shout out Flick's Brewhouse. Sponsor us. But they've been doing these things where they'll put on movie nights and they'll just show like School of Rock, or they'll show like The Dark Knight, and you'll go and you'll get to just be in a theater and you'll get to see like a classic, and it's just like a good time, you know. And I think that's really cool. I think more theaters should do that. More theaters should definitely like screen like a Scorsese marathon, or hey, we're gonna put on the first season of The Sopranos.
I'm really excited for Killers of the Flower Moon, man.
Yeah,
that's gonna be.
See, and that's another one, man. That should have been out already.
That's really the only one. That's the only thing I'm really excited for, dude. Like, is Killers of the Flower Moon. I've been trying to read the book a little bit, trying to in between when I can. Reads pretty well though. Reads a lot like a movie, like a script.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you got to check it out.
I literally don't read.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like my ADD or something. I can't do it.
When was you've read books in the past, or?
I can't remember the last time I read a book, dude.
Yeah. Maybe
freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Freshman year of high school?
Can't remember.
Shit, that would have been like Mice and Men or something.
Yeah. I think I did read of Mice and Men, yeah.
Okay. Did you read the Canterbury Tales?
Nope.
That story was bullshit. You don't need to read that.
I just spark noted everything, kind of just got my way through high school.
Yeah.
But I'd like to read again. It's just I can't turn my brain off.
Yeah.
So I got to find something that allows me to just kind of be sucked in and just like, whew,
yeah.
And then read and then get sucked into the story, But I really do want to read.
I've found like that, like chipping away at like 2 different books at a time is kind of like my way to go about it. Where it's like little chapter here, just kind of like it's really just kind of like, because I used to have like that struggle as well. I used to struggle with that a lot as well, like where I loved reading books, but after a while it just kind of became like I just became really disinterested with it.
Yeah.
And then it was just little by little, page by page, is like, bookmarks help too.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, maybe that'll change. But yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon. I feel like that movie's been finished for like a really long time.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see it, man. When was it supposed to come out?
I think this year, definitely.
Yeah, they said like sometime in November, or it was supposed to be coming out in November. So
let me see.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, it's coming out in October 20th.
Just do the right thing, y'all. Just
so let's kind of before we go, let's kind of break down, what movies are coming to theaters and what we'd be excited to see within the coming months. So
yeah.
Today we got A Haunting in Venice, the Perot films.
Oh yeah.
Kenneth Branagh,
Have you seen any of those?
Nope.
Me neither.
But that's really, see, it's like, and then you get like Outlaw Johnny Black. Like, what is that?
What?
Camp Hideout.
Yeah.
The Inventor, My Last Best Friend, Elias. Like, what are these movies? It's like, it's weird. And then the next week, nothing coming out. Renee Fleming's Cities That Sing. There's literally nothing coming out that week.
What the fuck is going on?
Route 60, The Biblical Highway, coming out September 18th. What is that? I don't know what that is. And
Expendables 4.
Here we go. September 22nd, you got Expendables 4. It Lives Inside. That looks good. Stop Making Sense, which is considered by critics. Oh, Stop Making Sense. It's the Talking Heads documentary.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be cool. The Origin of Evil.
Yeah.
That looks decent, I guess. I don't know.
I'm good.
Relax. I'm from the future. A man from the future, now trapped in the past, tries to make a life for himself, oblivious to the consequences he had set in motion. Yeah, I don't. It's just like they're starting to put out stuff that they would just go straight to Hulu.
Yeah.
In theaters, it's crazy. Yeah. All right,
That's
so
wild.
September 27th, nothing.
I'm getting kind of dizzy just looking at
Yeah, September 28th, nothing. Okay, September 29th, though, you got The Creator with John David Washington.
That looks pretty good.
That looks great. You got Saw 10. I love the Saw franchise. Always been a fan.
Yeah.
Gotta pick up all those movies.
Yeah.
Those movies are so fun, and they're so fucking gory and bloody, and I love it. You got Dumb Money, the shit about
oh yeah,
about the
Pete
GameStop thing.
Davidson
Yeah.
And who else? Paul Dano.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that looks pretty sick.
That looks
You
pretty
got
good.
The Kill Room coming out with Samuel L. Jackson and Uma Thurman, which it reunites them, which is pretty cool. You got a Carlos Santana documentary. And then you got Nothing September 30th, Nothing October 1st, Nothing October 6th, we're going to get The Exorcist, the new Exorcist movie, which I've heard great things about.
That looks really good.
It looks really good. I think David Gordon Green was involved in that one.
Yeah.
He directed that one. And he's kind of killed it. He kind of did revive the Halloween franchise.
Yeah.
I will give him credit for that.
I
Along
don't-
with Danny McBride.
I don't really care what the critique is. I really liked that trilogy as a trilogy.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty solid. I like that they took a chance with writing a new type of story,
Yes.
creating a new kind of ending.
Yes.
Making it definite and like I don't know. I mean, David Gordon Green,
He understands horror.
Yeah.
He's a fan of horror. He understands it. He knows how to make it, and that's
Yeah.
what I appreciate. So I'm really excited for that movie. That's definitely going to be one I'm going to be seeing in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go down a little bit further, October 13th. The really big thing that you got coming on that day is Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, which is coming to theaters.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a box office hit. I already know. I mean, it's already broken records with people pre-ordering tickets. But maybe this is telling of like, hey, should movie theaters only be reserved for movies? I don't think so.
No.
Can you imagine a movie theater having an event where, let's say, Euphoria or Succession?
Yeah.
Every Sunday, the movie theater is open and it's screening the latest episode of Succession. I think that would be really cool.
That would be a good way. I mean, you could reduce prices as well for something like if you're gonna have more screenings
Yes.
of 1 hour shows, like you could reduce prices for that as well.
Exactly. If I owned a
People
movie
would- people
theater,
would
that'd
be-
be something that I would be doing.
Yeah, people would be more obligated to come in.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you do like tours. I mean, anything to get people back into a theater. Like
Exactly. And then
something I'm
while you're
down with.
there, you're in the movie theater experience. You're seeing posters for upcoming movies.
Mm-hmm.
So you see something on Sunday, and then you're like, "Oh, this comes out this Thursday. Let's go back." And then
Yeah.
boom, you're getting. That would be my thing if I owned a theater, which is one of my dreams.
Yeah.
We got Killers of the Flower Moon, October 20th.
October
I said,
20th. Oh, yeah.
Then you get the Five Nights at Freddy's movies, October 27th. And then a movie called After Death that I've heard some cool things about. It's a documentary, or it's a movie, but it's based on real near-death experiences.
Mhm.
And it explores the afterlife with the guidance of New York Times best-selling authors, medical experts, scientists, and survivors. So I actually think this is a documentary, I think. Maybe. I don't know. But it looks cool. And then you got, Nothing. Apparently, there's, in November, you got Priscilla, which I've heard good things. Sofia Coppola.
Oh yeah, that's another
Jacob
A24
Elordi
film.
And I forget the lady's name, but I'm excited to see
Sophia
that.
Coppola.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, I don't know who's playing.
I don't know who's playing.
Priscilla.
It's
What's her name?
Kaylee Spaney. I don't
Kaylee
know who that
Spaney.
is. But I've
Well-
heard great things. I've heard it's we've heard the Elvis story so much and for so
Yeah.
long. It's finally time we hear from the other perspective, and I've heard that's really what it is.
Yeah. Baz
so-
Luhrmann gave us the Marvel superhero, version of Elvis, and now we're going to get Priscilla Presley's point of view
Yeah.
in this one.
We got a movie called What Happens Later, which is a return for Meg Ryan to the rom-com genre. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
And then, you get, there's really nothing. And then November 10th, you got The Marvels, which I don't really give a shit about.
Yeah.
November, you don't really get,
Not gonna lie,
much.
that Hunger Games actually looks pretty interesting.
The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes,
Yeah.
November 17th.
I really don't mind that franchise at all.
Yeah. Taika Waititi's The Next Goal Wins, which is about the infamously terrible American Samoa soccer team known for the brutal 2001 FIFA match where they lost 31-0. So that looks pretty cool. Taika Waititi wrote it and is directing it.
Yeah, I like to see him do anything other than Marvel.
Yeah.
Like
He's great. Like Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, Jojo
Great.
Rabbit is so good. It's so good, and I don't know. I think him being away from Marvel is actually like where he's best at. Like it's his best work. He does his best.
We got a movie coming out on November 17th called American Fiction. It's where Jeffrey Wright stars as author Thelonious Monk Ellison in this smart comedy that marks acclaimed writer Cord Jefferson's feature directorial debut.
Nice.
That looks
nice.
pretty cool. And then you got
Jeffrey
Joaquin
Wright is
Phoenix
a great actor.
in in Ridley Scott's Napoleon, which
That looks.
it looks good, but I'm like, why the fuck do I give a fuck about Napoleon? But you know,
Man.
hey,
Here's the
Joaquin
thing.
Phoenix, Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott is one of those directors that is so good at directing history, and he's like a history buff, and he loves history so much, and he has a way of, like, whenever he directs movies, to kind of just make an action movie about it, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like Napoleon will be like this kind of world conquering, like, action thriller, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but hell, dude, like Joaquin Phoenix playing Napoleon, that's gonna be sick, dude.
Yeah.
I really like that.
So you got Jeff Nichols, The Bike Riders, with Austin Butler and Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
which
that
is
looks
something I
pretty good.
discussed earlier, but I really want to see it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really it. You know,
Yeah.
you just got a bunch of B movies, except Poor Things, which comes out in December, and
Yeah. I heard that
yeah, there's really and then Wonka, which is December 15th, and then Aquaman December 20th,
yeah.
and then The Iron Claw, which is coming December 22nd, is an A24 production about the Von Erichs, the wrestling family from Texas.
Yeah. Jeremy Allen White is going to be in that
Zac
one.
Efron.
Zac Efron.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And then Ferrari with
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver.
Who's
That looks-
directing that one?
That looks good. That's gonna be Michael Mann.
Michael Mann.
Yeah, that looks
Oh, yeah.
sick, dude.
The digital auteur.
And then apparently we're getting a Passion of the Christ sequel.
Hell yeah.
All right, I like the first Passion of the Christ, and you got Scream 7. So
The Reckoning.
you know, it's tough. You know, it's
Yeah.
tough. There's some stuff coming out, and some stuff you just got to keep your ear to the ground. But it's hard, man. A lot of this stuff is getting pushed back.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff is not even getting
Everything's
proper
up in the air.
proper promotion or
Yeah.
marketing, and everything's up in the air. So
what does that mean for the future of this show when we'll have fewer movies to talk about, you know?
well, I think that you know, like something. I think we're gonna start making videos and doing episodes where they're maybe a little bit different, and
Yeah.
like the one that I was telling you about, where we go to the movie store and just kind of walk through it and just kind of
Yeah.
film, you know, us kind of talking about movies that we've seen that have had an impact on our life and what they're about and stuff. I think that'd be pretty
Yeah.
cool. And you know, just maybe TV. Maybe
we'll be
we
doing-
cover some TV. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what shows are coming out. You know, there's not really like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hearing a lot about shows recently.
Yeah, it's really just
There's,
you know.
I'm trying to think the last show I even watched. I've been watching a lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm lately, but that's just about it.
Yeah, I also wouldn't be opposed to like breaking down a movie.
Yeah.
Like
I wouldn't be opposed to us talking about like just a specific type of movie, you know? Like just us going kind of into prompts about like movies in general, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be about like, you know, the newest shit that's coming
No,
out.
yeah.
Because sometimes, you know, these things happen. Sometimes writer's strike happens, pandemics happen. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of factors that disrupt, you know, this show in and of itself, you know.
Yeah. I think it would be cool though for us to like take a movie and just like break it down and include like Easter eggs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be cool. But you know,
Mhm.
yeah. So, you know, where have we been? Where are we headed? You know, we've kind of discussed that, and hopefully all this stuff turns around, and I think it will.
Yeah.
But you know, get your butts in the theaters. Go see a movie. Go check out
Mhm.
flicks where you can go watch like White Chicks or some other classic.
Go see Blue Beetle. I heard it was good.
Yeah, go see Blue Beetle. You know, go. You know, if you're seeing marketing of a movie, that means they're doing a really good job. Go check it out. Go
Yeah.
to the theater and go check it out. You know, so.
Paramount, Universal, fucking pay up, dude.
Yeah, dude,
Come on.
get your shit together, bro.
Come on. Cut the shit.
But anyways, that was a pretty fun episode. So you know, I don't got anything else. So you
No.
got something?
Mm.
We'll see you next week. Thank you guys for tuning in.